welcome to Puppet, and in today's presentation we're gonna be taking a look at, yes, it is another, of course, seemingly the type of couple romance manga wherein there's a couple, the couple has an age gap. It's that sort of deal. However, what really also got me hooked is the Yankee, the Delinquent, and the title of this manga, right? I probably should say the title right. This is Salaryman to Yankee Joshkose, or in English, the dull salaryman and high school punk, or delinquent, or naughty girl as the translation would put it. But I'll just like to refer to her rather as Yankee. Sorry, Yankee. So dull salaryman and Yankee. Now, yeah. Delinquent girls, delinquent waifus. I found this particular series, and yeah, the romantic story with an age gap type of couple. Now, I've touched into this whole topic on age gap couples. I made reviews out of Higehiro and what is that other one? Koikimo from few seasons ago. Last season was it? I'll leave the links down in the description below if you want to check it out. But yeah, my matter with this type of couple, or this type of scenario rather, we're in age gap, right? The age gap and how the guys in society would accept it. Yes, I completely 100% agree that it is wrong. Come on, no question about it, no doubt with that. I mean, it is a really, I don't know if it's debatable. I mean, to at least at a story, right? The perspective of a story, or towards the light novel or author, a manga series for that matter, then it could, there are elements in which it would make it as interesting. Hence why people really loved Higehiro, or even Koikimo for that matter, if they do. But yeah, Higehiro, that really, it really made an impression towards everyone. Everyone loved it, and it is kind of heartwarming in its own way if done properly towards the characters. At least if the characters make or do it at their own pace, in which they don't really anger or really make any wrong moves or trigger any red flags. However, towards this one in particular, it's anyway. So let's read the plot. So I'm just gonna go on straight right into this whole deal. So yeah, you have the dull salaryman Yamada, who moved in a apartment complex, right, to get away from the whole get married already nagging from his mother. And within that apartment complex, he meets his neighbor Makoto, the Yankee, and yeah, rom-com plot, take it away. Now, essentially, the heroine slowly starts to fall for our main protagonist, but luckily, because of his otaku nature, he's an otaku, and he has a bad experience, if I remember correctly, from the past, in which it really doesn't get him interest, or yeah, it doesn't really it causes him to lose interest towards towards romance in general. Yeah, so yeah, and towards the scenario in itself, right, the heroine falls slowly, or really gets interested towards the salaryman. The salaryman is like, okay, yeah, good girl, especially if she's a high schooler, a JK, Joshkose for that matter. It's safe, right? It's safe at first. It was going good. The first few chapters, it was a one-sided type of love, and I guess it would be considered as fine, right? It's all right until Yamada, the salaryman, in few chapters after a few chapters later, he too gets the best of him. His feelings get the best of him, and falls in love with her as well, which is, oh boy. I mean, don't get me wrong, Koikimo, the main protagonist, the male protagonist, already fell in love with the main heroine, which is the high school girl, and he clearly made it, he made it clear, right? He clearly made it clear, kind of redundant, but he made it clear that he is definitely in love with this person, but not really, willy-nilly spread it out or shout it out towards the world, right? He kept it, I don't know, to a certain degree, sort of borderline professional, I suppose. But yeah, in the I should not give the spoiler rather, but you'll see for yourself. Anyway, if you read Koikimo, I mean. Now, towards this one in particular, this manga in particular, right? Yamada has feelings for Makoto, and oh boy, or is this gonna be really odd and confusing, because within the short time span, a few weeks or a month, I guess, since the start of the first chapter, that is, and then along the chapters as the romantic development progresses within them, and Yamada already has this knowledge or this feeling that he is truly in love with Makoto. In the short time, it worked. It actually worked. The whole situation works, for that matter, pretty quickly, concerningly quickly, and it just made my jaw drop as to how the blocks fit perfectly and how everything lined up, into which it resulted in, okay, they worked. It worked. Okay. First off, disregarding the insanity of the whole situation or the whole mess that has been created, for a moment, I would just like to look at the two character types in particular, in which the pairing of this romantic story, which is Otaku and Yankee, or Delinquent, for that matter. This whole persona, right? Now, I know there's a whole lot of other manga out there with a similar type of pairing, right? Don't get me wrong. I'll probably do a review on those later on. But yeah, this one in particular, what I want to point out from this manga is that it's quick, and holy moly, is it really quick. I mean, as I said before, it got me really shocked as to how Yamada got huge nerves of steel, and yeah, it's just insane, really. It's just insane. As for competition, challenges within the relationship, competition, yes, it is safe. There were moments, however, where the other party would almost intervene, but it is still, they got it sorted out, and it's still safe, because as far as I've read, they've opened up their relationship, their secret. They've opened up that they recognize to others that they're a couple. They recognize with their close companions, friends, and even classmates that me and this person are dating, and it works, we're happy, stuff like that. And them, in return, the companions also accepted the whole situation, which is whack. It's whack. It's wow. Oh my gosh. I mean, at one point, okay, right? I understand that, as someone who is close to you, or a best friend of this character, yes, I would feel happy, but come on. As if there's one thing I've learned from these sort of pairings or the couples, it's that it's sometimes it's sometimes risky. Of course, there's gonna be risks, but it's also really I don't know if I can say it's hard to flex it. It's hard to flex or to really wrap your head around this whole situation in the first place, because this particularly my own opinion, by the way. So yeah, but generally speaking, what I get from this sort of coupling is that, okay, from one side, by law it is wrong, morally speaking, ethically speaking, it is wrong. However, the age gap isn't too big. If I remember, I forgot what's their age, but yeah, sufficing to say, it still stands, right? It still stands. The whole dilemma of it falls into the society won't accept it argument, and to be fair, it is completely understandable, as I've said. But towards a fictional story such as this, as I've said again, it works. But oh my gosh, it's still insane how how it really actually worked. It's beautifully done, by the way. Beautifully done. Don't get me wrong. Towards the solid romantic development of the whole character, the whole series, the characters themselves, it takes things really slow, which is good. Which is a good thing. You know, no rough, no risky moves and all that. Just plain simple, heartwarming, wholesome love, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all, you know. But again, what really caught my eye in this manga is its quickness. The delinquent waifu, it really caught my attention. And yeah, also the whole characteristic and the whole nature of Yamada as a protagonist. It's just, wow, it's just insane. But yeah, sufficing to say, you have a couple with an age difference, a couple with a character trait difference. Character trait difference in the sense wherein the girl is a Yankee and the boy is a otaku, right? Now, it is one thing that I find really interesting towards authors and stories, for the matter, in which they really mix and match between tropes and such. How they try to, you know, merge together or try to couple together different personalities, different personas, different people, for that matter. And that's really what makes romance interesting. For instance, you could make any story about a guy falling in love with a monster, of course, which there is already. Monster girl, for that matter. I mean, come on, there's a lot. But yeah, if there's a couple, there's a way. Or what's the term again? Sufficing to say, this delinquent ex otaku character or pairing couple type, it's really a hopeful read for me, I guess.